let's talk about the modern software developer. Because right now, as we speak, that entire world is being completely turned upside down. And the thing driving this massive shift? Well, it's one of the most powerful technologies of our time, artificial intelligence.
And look, this isn't some sci-fi, maybe in 10 years kind of prediction. Nope. The AI coding revolution is happening right now. It's all over the news, it's the talk of every boardroom, and it's definitely on every developer's mind.
I mean, just look at these headlines. You've got Reuters talking about AI startups revolutionizing the coding industry. You've got Meta pledging hundreds of billions to AI. The Financial Times is calling it a quiet AI revolution that's already here. The message couldn't be clearer. The ground is literally shifting beneath our feet.
So, with all of this change, it leads to one really big, kind of anxious question that I bet a lot of you are asking yourselves. Is coding a dead-end job now? Is starting a career in software development still a smart move?
To figure that out, we really need to look at the two very different stories people are telling about AI. Is it our friend, a tool that's going to make us better? Or is it a foe, something that's going to make our skills totally obsolete? Let's dive into both sides of the argument. So first, let's just get the bad news out of the way. This is a pretty jaw-dropping prediction from the CEO of Anthropic, and these guys are a huge player in the AI space. He's saying that in just a few months, AI could be handling 90% of the code we write today. I mean, that's a really stark and, let's be honest, pretty scary thought.
Okay, but that's not the whole story. Not by a long shot. To really get what's going on, we have to flip the coin over and look at the other side. And here it is. This is the perspective that changes everything. The real threat isn't AI coming for your job. The threat is another person, another developer who knows how to use AI coming for your job. The new reality is that a developer who masters AI as a tool will be way, way more productive than one who doesn't. You see, AI is a lever, and you need to be the one holding it.
So to really get a grip on how to use this incredible new lever, we gotta look under the hood. To see past all the hype, we need to quickly break down how this technology actually, works. All right, so at the heart of all of this is something called a large language model, or LLM. Now, the super technical definition is an autoregressive model for next token prediction. But honestly, the best way to think about it is just autocomplete on steroids. Its entire job, its only job, is to predict the next word or the next piece of code based on everything it's already seen. That's it. And this diagram gives you a pretty good idea of that process. The model takes your input, say a line of code, it chops it up into little pieces called tokens, and then through a bunch of really complex math, it just calculates the probability for what the very next token should be. It's all about statistics. It's not thinking, it's predicting. And getting these models to be so good at predicting is this cool three-stage process. First, they basically read a giant chunk of the public internet to just learn language. Then, they're fine-tuned with specific examples so they can learn to follow our instructions. And finally, they're aligned with human feedback so they learn what we think a good answer looks like. But, and this is a really big but, they have very real limits. They hallucinate, which is a nice way of saying they just make stuff up. They have a limited memory, a context window. They can be kinda slow, and running them can get expensive. These weaknesses, right here, are exactly why a human developer is still firmly in the driver's seat. Okay, so knowing all of that, how do you actually thrive? What's the new playbook for a developer in this AI-powered world? Let's break down the most important takeaways. Number one, you have to double down on your human skills. We're talking about things AI just can't do, like understanding the business goals behind a project, leading a team, or just deeply understanding the problem you're trying to solve. You have to remember, the LLM is only as good as the instructions you give it. Good context in, good code out. And second, you've got to develop your taste. How do you know if the code an AI spits out is any good? The only way is by having seen tons of code yourself. You have to read it, review it, and build that intuition for what makes software good or bad. And finally, you have to experiment. Be aggressive. This field is brand new. There's no rule book yet. The best practices are being written right now, so get in there and help write them. So you see, the future of software isn't about you being replaced. It's about you being augmented. It's about a new kind of partnership. The future is truly unwritten, and the tools we have to write it are more powerful than they have ever been. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build?